Hello everybody, my name is Matt and you're watching JNM Simulations. Today we're going to be doing a video in which we're showcasing the Embraer Phenom 100 by Carenado and First Impressions. The review went up yesterday, actually this morning. It was done yesterday, but I waited to put it up to this morning. So we're going to get the two videos in the same day. This video is going to be just a quick flight from LaGuardia to Philadelphia. And this aircraft is going to be very fun and interesting to start the aircraft up from cold and dark and get going. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like on the outside. I had pretty much poor performance in the clips that I showed that were going in the video yesterday because of things such as I was uploading a video and it took 12 hours. The 747 VATSIM one, it took forever. And that was uploading the background, so it put my frames down pretty low. But now they're doing really well, actually, especially inside the cockpit. They're going pretty nicely. I wanted to show you guys the static elements of the aircraft. They actually look really nice. The animations are fantastic. The shadows are fantastic. I really like the way they change. But we'll pretend that we already just got loaded up and we're ready to go, and we'll take off our static instruments. And I will go inside the cockpit. So nothing's turned on right now. There might be some things that are still... something... Okay. There's still things that are turned on, but that's just from them being on before the
terrain system test. Okay. TOS system test. Okay.
There's one thing I don't like about this aircraft, that it sounds like you're like Siri is talking to you, which is actually really annoying. I don't know how the performance drops so much in the cockpit from fraps, but whatever. We'll have to continue. This aircraft actually runs really well with that fraps going. Really, really well. About 35 frames per second for me. So don't let that, don't let that affect you. That's the ELT. There you go, we're all good. So the engines are off right now. What we're going to do is we're going to follow the checklist that we had before. And we're going to follow them completely. I don't remember where they were. Were they LFE? No. No. ECS? Maybe they're in the ECS? No. Engines. Well, we already know what the engines are. Back. Oh, they're right there. Okay. Checklist. Select checklist. Let's do... It's going to be normal operations. Cockpit safety inspection. Courtesy light, don't know what that is. Door is locked. Water barrier. This is just stuff. Oh, we'll skip down to the actual stuff we can actually do. Oxygen supply knob. Pax auto, it's already on there. Gen 1 and 2 switches, as required, they're on. GPU button is off. Bus tie knob is off. 1 and 2. All. Oh, battery 1 and 2. Set that to auto. Battery, I don't know why they would tell us to put battery 1 and 2 off. That makes no sense. Okay. Anyway.
Terrain system test. Okay. TOS system test. Okay.
Yeah, bat 1 and 2 switches off. I don't know why. Whatever. I'm not turning them off. Fuel pump 1 and 2 auto. Fuel X button pushed out. I don't know, pushed out, I guess that's what it already is. ELT switch is armed, it is. Push or cutout button pushed out. Pushed out, okay, that counts. Do we have to continue to go down? Oh god. This stuff is already, stuff's already on. Stuff's already like set up, so we're good. We'll go to the... Problem is I don't have a... power up now. I don't have a mouse. I have a trackpad, so it's really, really hard to do precision stuff like that. Power up. Battery 1 and 2 switches on. GPU as required. CVD checked. Electronic checklist, if operative, is what we're using right now, so yes. Power up. Okay, we're powered up. before start, let's go in there. We're gonna have to put in the so what we're gonna do before we go into this, we'll exit this and we'll start our flight plan. Flight plan is going to be I'm pretty sure the waypoint's called Briggs. I'm getting close so I can actually see because they're not extremely high quality textures on this. Briggs. Oh, that's not working. Direct to that's going to be K P H L Philadelphia. Enter. But before that, okay, that's what I should have done. I should have done Briggs. Okay, here, so it's gonna be Briggs. Where's the G? What? Okay, here we go. B R I G S. Briggs. Enter that. See what that is. How do I get this out of the way? Okay. Okay, so how do we get this out of the way? Alright, just click map. Maybe that'll get it out of the way. No, that won't. Yeah, okay, so we can get clear now. Remove. No. Trying to get out of this. Oh, we can click that, okay. I don't see anything. I don't know. Let's try that again. Alright, flight plan. Let's go. Oh. Active waypoint. Oh, there you go, that was the problem. Active waypoint is to Briggs. Okay, and then flight plan. Let's try this again. Clear. I apologize for wasting time, but I want to actually show what it's like getting this aircraft to go. It's a little bit interesting, just because it's a G1000. It's a little bit interesting, but it's pretty. I like it. I like it actually, to be honest. So yeah, enter. Set to activate. This is just in the way. I'm pressing enter. Okay. This is how it goes. So there you go. Okay, Briggs. Briggs. I didn't think it would take this long. Okay. Set as active. Great. And then we'll do K. Back up there. Where's the K? K P H L. This will probably be in a few parts, so by the way. 2 parts will do. P H L. I don't know why it's like that. From to Brig. We could do it direct, but I wouldn't really want to do that. I have some issues with this, as you can see. The leg we want to be on. Briggs leg. So my dog is trying to get in my door. We want to be on this leg, so let's click it. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing that actual flight leg. Whatever. I guess it's there. It says to brake 75 miles. But it's not actually showing. Whatever, we'll continue. Get the checklist. We're all ready to go with that. Oxygen mask. That's okay. Gotcha. External lights. As required, we'll go beacon. I guess there's no beacon. We'll actually strobe is interchangeable. Fuel quantity and balance checked. Oxygen pressures checked. Test panel test. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake set. Doors closed. Engine ignition switch. Auto. Engine ignition switch. Auto. Just making sure it's on auto. Okay. Go to next checklist. Oh. Nope. So GPU, let's disconnect that. Now our frame rate's actually jumped up quite a bit now, which is very happy. GPU is disconnected. Electric emergency button pushing. That's in. Batteries 1 and 2 voltage is. Sorry, somebody's they are 24 minimum. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. I have to start the engine now. So let's do that. Start the left first. We'll go outside to hear it start up, even though it's very tiny engines, but they sound very nice. So here comes the left. It's completely auto start. No fuel control switches or anything. It's got a pretty nice sound for being so small. Here's number 2. Make sure we're on idle. Oop. I don't know what happened to the sound. It's a little odd. Alright, get out. What? Our engines shut off. That's odd. I don't know what happened there. Whatever. I guess we have to ignore that. I don't know what the heck just happened. I think I pressed the button that did that on my my throttle quadrant. So let's stop this right engine. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, okay. I guess it's starting up now. That's odd. Whatever. Okay. Let's continue with this. So there are at least 23 volts. External lights as required. Altimeters. Altimeter is set. It's 2992. Transponder. We're going to be. We'll just keep a VFR because I don't think we're going to go higher. We'll go 12,000 feet, which is still VFR altitude, which is fine. Takeoff speeds. I don't know where we do that. Whatever. I don't think we need those. They're already in there. What am I talking about? VR's right there. Alright, cabin fire. What? I don't know what that's talking about. Takeoff data is set. LFE set. Flight controls check. Free. Let's do that right now. There. Okay, so we'll do it right now. Let's just take our tail count. Full left, full right, full aft, full forward, full right on the rudder, full left on the rudder. Sorry, my rudder pedals came out. Alright, so those are all squared away. The left engine was at a higher idle, so I had to put that down. Anyway, flight controls checked, trim is checked and set, and let's go to the next checklist. So after start is completed. Flaps set to takeoff. We'll use flaps 2 for takeoff. Go to the next checklist. Before takeoff configurations checked. Cast messages, I don't know what that is. If applicable, sign. Okay, passenger. Okay, whatever. We're ready to go. We just have to get to the runway at this point. Let's. I don't know where our yaw damper is. Put that down to auto. Is that yaw damper? No. Whatever. Let's just go. I mean, I don't think it's honestly necessary. Let's set our altitude to our target, which will be 12,000. Let's do 14,000 feet. We'll be using the autopilot just to see how it works. There's 14. And heading, we'll just have it set to nav. Alright, so we're ready to go. Let's zoom out a little bit. Take off our parking brake and get started with our taxi. We won't be pushing back, we'll just turn around. Since it's a tiny aircraft, we can do it. But we have the capability, not that we can, but we have the capability to turn really quickly. Sorry for the graphical glitches. So the winds are what? What are the winds? Let's get the ATIS. See what they're using. Let's get on a taxiway real quick. Alright, so it's calm. So we can pretty much choose any runway if we want. 1-3. Great, okay. Let's just go 1-3. I don't know where that is, so I guess we'll just go. We should just go to the closest runway. We're not using ATC. I know it's unrealistic, but obviously if we were using VATSIM, it'd be different. We should do a VATSIM flight with this. That'll be fun. VATSIM flight with the Phenom. That'd definitely be entertaining for me. I've never flown without being an airliner in VATSIM. Obviously, I do it every week in real life, but never done it on VATSIM. It's a little bit interesting to steer this aircraft with the rudder pedals. It's very light, so you have to remember it's kind of skids, not skids really, but it does do quite a bit of movement on the ground. So just gonna look back at our flight plan. It is a it's a relatively long flight. It's not gonna be short. It'll be about 40 minutes, maybe 25, 30 minutes. I don't know. I don't think it won't be short though. So here we're gonna go onto this runway. There's no traffic, so we don't have to worry about getting clearance to take off. Just go ahead. I really like the dash on this aircraft. The dashboard, as in this part over here, the MCP and control panel. I do like it quite a bit. I like how it comes up. It kind of looks like a Falcon or a Gulfstream, or actually like an Airbus. Airbus has that, so I like it quite a bit. Every single runway here is within our takeoff capability, so we don't have to check it. So we'll just come out here and use as much runway as we possibly can, because that's a good practice. Use as much runway as you can, no matter what aircraft you're in, no matter how much you have, because no matter how fast you can take off, because you never know, when something can arise and you're going to need to stop. So it's, you should try and use as much as you possibly can. So that's good. I don't really want to risk not getting the center line by going that far back. So we'll just turn on here. I'll fly hand up until 10,000. To be 10,000, we'll switch over to the autopilot and see how that functions. Alright, so here we are. Got the center line, and we'll go heels to the floor. Let's just do some last minute checks with everything. Sorry about that sound. It's really annoying. Looks like we're good. So let's actually turn the beads on, and we'll actually have our heading selected for we're having a heading of 204. So let's put on 204. So we're going to take a left turn, and let's do CDI for our GPS, and there we are. It's a 204 heading. So let's get going. Put our throttle up to 40%. Stabilize it there. You can see no movement yet. Let's start to slowly bring that up to takeoff thrust. There you go. Takeoff thrust is set. Keep our feet on the, keep our hand on the throttle. A little bit of turning tendencies here, or it feels as that is the case. I don't actually think it is the case. But here we are, 50 knots. Airspeed is alive. It was alive, but didn't announce it. Coming up to V1. There's V1. Hands off the throttle. There's rotate. Let's pull the engine, the nose up. Sorry. There's positive rate. Gear goes up. A little high on the trim, so I'm going to pull that down. We can go up to flaps 1. And now we'll start our left turn. We're head in the cockpit. Actually doesn't do anything to our frame rate. It's just poop. It's just the high density scenery area. I shouldn't have picked New York, but whatever, it's too late now. So we might as well just go with it. Pretend this is running at 50 frames per second. So now we're established on the GPS heading. Like I said, the trim, what I've noticed is that the trim actually is it's really high. I don't know if that's something I just didn't, I was negligent of checking. But even as I adjust the trim electronically, it's still really not doing that much. There we go, it's kind of adjusted back now. So we're just going to regain that GPS. We can go flaps all the way up now. And I like the way it flies. It's very light, but then again, it only feels light actually on takeoff and landing. When you're actually flying it, it feels like a normally sized aircraft. It turns obviously really quickly, but I like it. So we're all trimmed out now in a nice climb. I'm going to trim it a little bit more down, so we want to gain a little bit of airspeed on this climb. So we're going to look for about 15 degrees. And we'll trim it out here. The way you trim out is actually you can't really do it on this because you can't feel pressure. This joist, this yoke doesn't actually do pressure, so you have to like see how far you're pulling out of the main quadrant, how far you're pulling, and how much pressure you're using, and then adjust the pressure with trim. That's how you do it in the real world, but obviously this is not real. This is a simulator, so it should be okay. It should be sufficient enough to hold our climb and gain our altitude. So we're here at 7,500 feet. It climbs really quick, as you can see. Look out, really sleek, really nice looking. Look at those beautiful scenery, those blocks over there. And I really wish there's another way that I could record without using fraps, because fraps it makes the experience abysmal. But it's the only thing I actually have right now, so gotta make do with it. I will be making a computer as soon as I have enough money to do so. I just can't right now. By the way, we've been making a good amount of money from the channel now, so we'll actually start you know, ramping up the video production with and start getting new stuff. Like I'll get a new mic soon. All the money that we're making, we've decided is going to go into the production of the actual channel. So that's good for you guys. Now we're going to put on nav, and we are going to get our autopilot on, and we're going to select vertical speed 1,600 feet per minute is good, and we'll have our speed set to, oh, this is going to take forever. It's flight level change. Oops. Quite a bit of turbulence up here. Didn't mean to press that button. So let's get that speed back up. I don't believe it's actually trying to maintain 35 knots. That would suck. Let's try and get up higher before it actually stalls. I know there's nothing actually, there's no danger right now. So don't worry about it. But now I am actually putting up the throttle. And we'll go 275 knots, see if we can get that fast. Now the aircraft kind of put itself into a stall. But it's okay, I want to see how how the systems react, to see if they would actually put itself down to 35 knots. And it actually did, which is interesting, but they probably just didn't put any safety mechanisms in it, which is understandable. So see if we can maintain 250 knots. Here's the aircraft on climb out. Really, really attractive. I chose the black one because I like the way it looks. Very, very sleek, sexy. Without doing a video, it's very good in the frames. So I would say that you guys should, if you have a low, not low quality, but just low in general, not an incredible PC, don't let that fool you. It can be a very good aircraft on the frames. So we'll go up to actually 17.5, which is our max altitude for VFR flights. Let's do that right now. So we'll get a vertical speed of, oh, that's a down vertical speed, oops. We'll go about 1,200, which I believe is what I selected. 1,200, just about. And we will continue to pick up our airspeed. Okay. So as you can see, it climbs really well. It's actually, I like it quite a bit. It does feel like you're flying a heavy aircraft with the systems in it. I like the systems. This is the thing. This is the thing. Okay. Like I said, in the review I gave it a 5 out of 5 for systems. Now the systems are not, PMDG, but they're very good. I have to say they're very good. If we just go through the system page here, we can look at everything. You can look at the cabin temperature, look at the cockpit temperatures, the PSI for all the, I believe hydraulic systems. I don't know what that is. Here's the electric. We can see what's working, what's not. Get our fuel flow. We can see how our fuel usage is going. I don't know if we're actually gonna have enough fuel to get through this journey. That would suck. Because it actually went down quite a bit for some reason. But we'll see. We'll actually, if we run out, we'll just add more. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to sacrifice the flight because I forgot to put in, not forgot, but I didn't put in enough fuel. I thought that what I put in would be more than enough, but I guess I'm not familiar with the range of it, so we'll see how the fuel thing goes. So yeah, so I mean, we used more than almost half of the fuel, which is kind of interesting when we've only been in the air for a little bit. Let's actually add some more right now. Fuel. Let's make it, set it to 35%. This is just precautionary. I don't want to end up crashing. So let's put on our traffic just to make sure that our traffic is not on. If it is on, we will turn it off because it severely destroys my frames per second rate when I'm recording with Fraps. Without recording with Fraps, with complete traffic on full density, I'm getting about 25 frames per second. So it's pretty good.
Traffic.
No big deal. Just turn that off.
Traffic.
Okay, I understand. So we're getting up to our max VFR. That's weird how they don't have the spinny things anymore. We just passed our, or not passed, we just got up to our max VFR altitude. And we'll maintain ourselves here. Go. There are 17,500 feet is the max altitude in for VFR airspace in the United States. So here we are, still checking our fuel to make sure we're good. I really like this backup instrument. But anyway, we'll go outside, check how the aircraft is doing the outside. Really nice shadowing. It's actually incredible. You know, Carenado has never been bad at modeling. Never. People give them some slack for their systems, but I really think the systems of this aircraft are pretty advanced. As far as stepping in the right direction with their Garmin 1000s, I feel like they've just been putting the same Garmin 1000 in every single one. But I definitely have to say that they're going in the right direction. They're definitely continuing to make their things better. You know, this aircraft is a really good aircraft. It's not a bad aircraft at all. So I definitely think that they're going in the right direction with this. I think that the jet, as far as being a jet, they did a really good job at it when their comfort zone is actually in, you know, their comfort zone is probably with props, but I think that as far as developing jets, they have a future. And I definitely think they should definitely do bigger jets. I would love to see something like a G650 or a Falcon 7X out of them. I would love that because I really want a high quality big business jet. Now this is a very light jet, and that's fine, but I would love to have a big business jet. That's something that's lacking in everybody's fleet. I know there's a Citation X, but I saw that and I think it looks pretty bad. I don't think the systems are bad, but I think that the model could be, you know, of Carenado quality. And then also there's the Mustang, which is honestly it's a very light jet as well. I mean, it's not that big, and the systems aren't as good as this. So, I mean, if I had to pick one, we would rather fly this. And the other one's much more expensive. So I would recommend this over that. I definitely think that they have a future with the jet aircraft, especially with G1000s, because their G1000 base is very good. And so if they keep building on it and changing them per aircraft, I think that they have a large chance of succeeding with those two. So here we're about halfway to our first waypoint. Ground speed is, where are you, ground speed? It's about 324 knots. So we're cruising along quite quickly here. It's quite a quick aircraft. But as you can see, we use fuel like crazy. So you have to pack quite a bit of fuel in this aircraft to make sure that you're going to get there. So you see we have 416. Before we already used 140. So we've actually used 170. So we've used 170 kilograms. That's quite a bit for going 70 miles, a little bit less than that. Yeah, it's really not that much. So make sure you pack a lot of fuel in this thing. What I'll do right now is I will cut this section off and I will continue on, but we will go into part 2. So this is part 1. Part 2 will be coming out probably about 2 hours after, or maybe 3 hours after this part, because I have to render them separately. I actually could render them at the same time. So maybe they come out at about an hour after one of another. This other one will come out about an hour. What it will be is it'll be the continuation of the cruise, the descent, and the landing. Actually, we should wait until we get to Briggs, because it'll probably be about the same amount of time at that point. Let's look at our flight plan. So as soon as we hit about 10 miles, we'll switch off, and you can This will be the end of this part, but we'll continue for now. So I'm very happy with this plane, I have to say. I think that it's, well, that's cool. I didn't think they would do that. I think there's definitely a future. Let's get flight following.
New York Center, Embraer.
See how it works.
65322.
Very nice.
Type Embraer 4 miles east of 16 November Juliet.
Then we use a transponder.
Embraer November 65322. New York Center, squawk 1411.
1411.
Embraer 322. Radar contact 5 miles southeast of 16 November Juliet. 17,500. Altimeter 2992. Copy. Embraer 320.
So, entering a transponder code is really, really easy in this aircraft. Like, it's really easy. And with the Garmin 1000, it's generally that easy. There's no knobs to press. I like how you just tap the button. It's really nice to not have to do knobs and stuff. Definitely a good thing about this aircraft. Very positive. So go back. I don't know. I mean, can't find the ident. Usually, it's on this line, but then again, I mean, I'm sure every Garmin 1000 is not exactly the same because they're different systems, like this one has. But yeah, like I said, really, really excited with. That's not what I wanted. That's cool for night flights. That's pretty cool. The lighting is actually pretty nice on the outside. We'll turn on the navs. Really nice. There's only 4 windows on each side, so it's rather small. We can go through the cabin views to show the nicely modeled cabin. Very nice. Makes you feel like you're actually in the aircraft. Sorry, it's a really slow view change. I don't know why. Oh, that's crazy. There's so much detail. What if you can do stuff with this? There's probably something in here that you. Probably some things in here that you can do. I remember in the one of the beach crafts by them, they had something that you could do. But that's really cool to be able to look outside the window. That's really cool to be able to look outside the window as you're flying along. We're in VNAV, so it'd be really. I'm not VNAV. Sorry, we are in nav mode, so you could just look out and see. It's really interesting to see. It's actually a really nice. It'd be a really, really good filming spot. I would love to do that. I'd love to film out of this angle, and I would definitely will. I could definitely see a nighttime rainy landing or a daytime rainy landing with this. So yeah, this aircraft's phenomenal, I would say. Give it a 4 out of 5, which is pretty high. I would say it's pretty high. There are higher. I would say the PMTG triple is a 5 out of 5, but you know, Carenado's going the right way. I remember people used to call it fake because they didn't. They focused a lot on models, and it was like you just put the same avionics in the aircraft, and it was the same thing as the previous one. But I definitely see that they're changing in the right direction, and I'm excited for that. So that's positive. Anyway, this is the end of part 1. Part 2 will be coming up in about an hour, so look out for that. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next.